Hello, in this lecture presented by www.free-academy.com, we're going to be doing our last practice problem of combining functions out of the textbook, which is problem 46. We're given f of x equals 1 over 1 plus x, g of x equals the third roots of x, and h of x equals x to the negative third. The problem asks us to find f of g of h of x, but we're also going to go on to find g of h of f of x and h of f of g of x. So, I covered this in the previous lecture, but I'll do it again. To find f of g of h of x, first you find g of h of x, and then you plug it into f of x. So it's the exact same thing we've done tons of times with the alpha of g of x and g of f of x. We're just doing one extra step to it. So now that we know all that, let's find f of g of x. Write out the equation for f of x, and we'll replace x with g of x. And this is equal to 1 over 1 plus the third root of x. And that's not even right, because we wanted to start off by finding g of h of x. But, seeing as we've done this already, if this is equal to f of g of x, we need to find h of f of g of x. So let's plug this into h of x. H of x equals x to the negative third. So this is 1 over 1 plus the third roots of x raised to the negative third power is h of x. So we got that one out of the way. Now let's do the problem that I initially tended to do. Let's find f of g of h of x, and we'll start off by finding g of h of x, which is the third root of h of x, x to the negative third. The 3 and the negative 3, that'll cancel out, the 3 and the 1/3, and this will be equal to x to the negative 1. Now the reason that you can have a negative number under the radical here is because you have a third root, basically. So a negative number times a negative number times a negative number equals a negative number. Whereas the square root's a negative number times a negative number always equals a positive number. But anyways, so we have g of h of x. Now we will plug that into our equation of f of x, which is 1 over 1 plus, and for x we do x to the negative 1. So that's f of g of x, f of g of h of x. Now on to our final problem here. We'll do g of h of f of x. So we start by finding h of f of x, which is x to the negative third for h, plugging f of x in, which is 1 over 1 plus x. This is all raised to the negative third power. Now, f of x is already equal to 1 plus x to the negative 1 power. So negative 1 power times negative 3 power, this is equal to 1 plus x to the third power. We'll plug that into our equation for g of x, which is the third root of x. Plugging that in, 1 plus x to the third. 1/3 and 3 cancels out. This is all equal to 1 plus x. So there we have it for the examples on combining functions.